Guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing my predictions for Game Week 28 in the Premier League. Start off with Manchester United against Everton. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. Højlund will still be out for this game, which means that Manchester United's goal threat is significantly reduced. And although Man United did win 3-0 at Goodison Park earlier in the season, they were the second best team on the pitch on the day. Garnacho scored the bicycle kick in that game. I don't think he'll have quite a good game here because Højlund's out and they just haven't looked great in the last couple. However, Everton haven't won in 10 games, so yeah, if Man United don't at least get a point here, it's an absolute embarrassment. I think Everton will score off a set piece or something because from open play, Calvert-Lewin or Beto, they're not very likely to get you goals. I know Beto scored in the last game, but that's only his second goal of the season. Calvert-Lewin ain't scored in 20 games. However, Everton have actually been playing quite well, unlike Man United. Next up, we've got Bournemouth against Sheffield United. Bournemouth got their first win in quite a while last week against Burnley. Sheffield United got hammered yet again against Arsenal. I think Bournemouth are going to win 3-1. Now, this could be a game that Sheffield United win just because, I mean, Bournemouth do have a couple of injuries to contend with. Solanke potentially missing the game, Senesi definitely missing the game. And Sheffield United's away form has actually been okay. They don't get battered by as much as they have been at home, which is a bit weird. Brereton Diaz returns to Sheffield United after his injury, which is a huge boost, especially given Archer's injury. You know, they need someone up there that is able to get you goals. Crystal Palace against Luton. I've gone with a 3-2 win for Palace. I think this will be a very good game, quite high scoring. I think Palace just have a bit more quality with someone like Eze in the team. I think Mateta's been very underrated this season as well. Obviously, Luton, Morris has been very good. They do still have Adebayor injured, who has been very good as well. But Barkley and Morris could be dangerous, but I don't think that Palace's defence is quite as bad as Luton's. You know, I think Luton's defence is very prone to mistakes, whereas Palace have a bit more control and stability about them. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Fulham. Both these teams have two fantastic managers who want to play front-footed football, attacking football, and they've both been doing that very well this season. I've gone with the 2-2 draw here. I don't think there's too much to separate them. Fulham have Muniz in fantastic form. Neto is fit for Wolves, which is a big boost for them. I think this could go either way. Fulham have 1-2 on the bounce. They haven't won 3 on the bounce all season, so this is a chance for them to do that. And Wolves will have to be looking to bounce back off their pretty poor result at St James's Park last week when they were humbled 3-0. Arsenal against Brentford. I don't think this is going to be much of a battle at all. I've gone 6-1 Arsenal. Their recent form has been disgusting, in all honesty. The way they're playing, the amount of goals they're scoring, it's unplayable. And when you're Brentford, who have so many players out injured, you know, Ben Mee out for the season, Pinnock still out. Defensively, they're really, really struggling. And I do think they'll score because they've got Ivan Toney up there. Maybe he'll get 2, maybe 6-2, I don't know. I am expecting an absolute mauling here. Aston Villa Tottenham. Now, Villa have actually won all 3 of their last meetings and they've scored 2 goals in each of those games. I think they're going to score 3 in this game, but I also think Tottenham are going to score 3. Yep, that's right, I've gone with a 3-all draw. I think these two teams play very expansive football, but do leave themselves a bit open at the back. Villa play a ridiculously high line, which Heung-min Son is going to absolutely love, but Tottenham also play a very high line, which someone like Ollie Watkins and Leon Bailey are going to absolutely love. This should be a really, really good game. 2 really attacking teams, 4th against 5th as well. It's a huge game in the complexion of the season. It could potentially decide who's in the Champions League next year. Villa did get a 0-0 draw in their Europa Conference League first leg against Ajax in the last 16. Konsa got himself sent off in that game, but I'm sure Villa would have liked to have won so they could have rested some players for this one. Brighton against Nottingham Forest. Speaking of European adventures, Brighton were humbled in Rome. 4-0 they lost to Paulo Dybala's Roma. They did have a couple of chances where Welbeck could have scored a couple of goals, but in the terms of Premier League, they have to make sure they put that result behind them. They're probably out, so they have to focus on the league now. But I don't know, I feel like De Zerbi isn't going to let him just forget about it, and he'll probably still rotate a fair bit because he's done that too much this season. They've only won 5 of their last 21 Premier League games. I'm going with a 2-2 draw. Forest were very unlucky to lose to Liverpool last week. And I've been much more impressed with their form lately, you know, given the fact that a lot of their team is now back. Going forward, they have some really good players. Brighton defensively are a bit bad, but so are Forest, and Brighton are also very good going forward. This should be a very exciting game. West Ham against Burnley. I've gone with a 3-1 West Ham win. A bit of a claret and blue derby. West Ham also lost their Europa League last 16 first leg against a team they'd already beaten in Freiburg twice in the group stage. So yeah, it's not a great result for him. I'm expecting Burnley to have between 65 to 70% possession, but they just won't do much with it. And West Ham will be clinical. Jared Bowen 2 goals, and who else is going to score? Maybe we'll say Kurt Zuma from a corner. And now the big one, the potential title decider, Liverpool against Manchester City. There's been a lot of comments in the last couple of days from Trent Alexander-Arnold say that apparently Liverpool's trophies mean more to their fans than Man City's do to theirs. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? I mean, especially considering the fact that the actual Manchester City fans, the hardcore Manc boys who supported the club when they were at Main Road, they were in the second and third division, surely them winning a Premier League means way more than it does to a Scouser who's seen Liverpool be, dominant. To be fair, they hadn't won a Premier League in about 30 years, so maybe that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think that was a bit of a stupid comment from him. Man City have responded. Haaland said, well, we've won a treble, mate, you haven't. It's going to be exciting. I don't really understand why Trent said this when he's not even going to be able to play a part in the game either. It just makes no sense to me. But I've gone with a 1-1 draw. Man City don't win at Anfield. They've won twice there in the Premier League era. But these two sides have drawn 3 of their last 5 Premier League meetings. They drew 1-1 at the Etihad early in the season. Kanate potentially going to be missing for Liverpool, but they have Salah back. So they have a mostly full-strength team with the exception of Alexander-Arnold and Kanate. Man City haven't really been that good lately, but they did manage to rest a lot of players in the Champions League, like Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne especially needs to pick up his form because Phil Foden's been fantastic, but I've been disappointed with De Bruyne lately. Haaland also needs to be a lot better than he has been. If he's not and De Bruyne isn't, then Liverpool should be able to win this comfortably, but I'm going to back them, being world-class players, to pick up their form in such an important game. Monday Night Football, Chelsea-Newcastle. I've gone with a 3-1 Newcastle win. Conor Gallagher might miss this match, and if he does, Chelsea have absolutely no chance because they're terrible without him. No one else in that team runs. So if he's out, they have no chance. Newcastle ended their really poor home run with the win last week over Wolves, but their away form had actually been quite good. They'd won against Villa away, they'd beaten Forest away, they did then lose to Arsenal away, which I think every team from now until the end of the season will do. Chelsea do typically turn up against the bigger teams, but they got humbled at St James's Park. And yeah, Enzo Fernandez is going to play, so I just think Newcastle are going to batter him. Finally, the double game week, Bournemouth against Luton. I've gone with a 3-2 Bournemouth win. Yes, that does mean I think Luton will lose 3-2 in back-to-back games in the same week. Similar to the story against Palace, I think Bournemouth just have more threat up front and have more solid defence, and that can definitely exploit Luton. Likes of Clivert, Solanke if he is playing, Semenyo, Tavernier. They're all really good players and they can cause a lot of trouble for Luton, and I think they will. But Luton also are a team that don't give up and they fight till the very end. Even if they're 2-0 down, they will come back into the game because that's what Rob Edwards expects of them. And fair play to them, they've done that a lot this season. Yeah, those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.